with Deceptitalk. Today I'm bringing you my reveal of the Sideswipe build challenge, the community build challenge put out there. So we're going to be talking about this guy right here. Yeah, that's my little Sideswipe figure. Anyways, so hope you guys enjoy. Here comes the deck list. Alright, so getting into talking about little Sideswipe deck here. Obviously, first and foremost, we have to have Sideswipe in here. All right, so my team specifically is built around what's going on with Sideswipe here. All right, so we already can tell when you flip to this side, you get +2 till the end of your turn for each character in your KO area. That can be big. Depending on how wide your team is, this could possibly, get up to, what is it, +2 for 1, +4 for 2, +6 for 3. I mean, you can even get up to +9 if somehow you figured out how to go 5 wide with this. But that's kind of the key thing with his attacking on this side. On this side, his bot mode, when one of your other characters is KO'd during your opponent's turn, untap this. This can be key as well. This can kind of keep him running and going as much as possible, especially if your opponent can't attack him. We'll get into more of that in just a little bit. So Sideswipe out of the way, I want to get to the next piece here. Nightbird. I went ahead and went straight on with a mercenary to start off with this team. Now, the reason being is I want to consistently make them think about every action they take. There's no intention to ever even flip Nightbird for her bounty unless they have something really good in their discard pile that I definitely want to use, and I definitely know I'm going to KO one of their characters. Otherwise, expectation is to keep her here, keep her making you hurt yourself, and just go from there. Now, obviously we just talked about characters hurting themselves. That's where my last two pieces come in. Sunrunner and Flak. So, for those that are unaware, the Battle Patrol has a special setup when Sunrunner is on it. Whenever one of your Battle Patrol becomes tapped, do 1 damage to a tapped enemy. Alright, so now we're seeing where this might be a situation. Obviously, these guys are most likely fodder, but they're ping fodder where they're actually hurting your enemy consistently as long as they're tapped out. So obviously, if it's you're got to go first, you're running on with Nightbird to begin with. It's one of those things, you need to keep them for the consistent ping. She's an incidental ping with their action play. All right. No expectation to flip either of these unless there's a reason you need to basically get rid of a stealth situation over here, which I'm going to get to. So, with that being said, let's talk battle cards. All right, so way I'm going to kind of show this is I'm going to break them down into pieces. I'm going to kind of talk armors, utilities, weapons, basically your upgrades, and then we're going to talk about the specific actions. So we'll go ahead and just start off with some of the utility that I'm kind of expecting to use with this, and you'll kind of see where I'm going with some of my thoughts on this. All right. First off, we're just going to talk Debilitating Crystal. Debilitating Crystal is pretty straightforward. This is just a great way to just kind of get upgrades off of the character when you're attacking. So they've got that force field, now they don't. Speaking of utilities, the other aspect here, stealth. Now here's where I was talking about keeping him out of play. So expectation is you're possibly in a situation where he's in a situation where he can be attacked and possibly, we'll just go ahead and just say, for instance, Flak. All right, they could take either one of them out with an attack. Well, he's got that on him, then he's a little safe, and they're going to have to go after little incidental dude. We'll get to why that's important here in just a little bit. That'll be in my action portion. All right, so moving on with that. Another possible option here, because again, we're talking about specifically the expectation of that Battle Patrol dying, Erratic Energy Grenade. Again, situation where, yes, they're hurting themselves, but the expectation is if you can force them to go after them, and they're already tapping and doing a damage also, it's also going to unfortunately force them into a situation where they're taking an additional 2. So if you see what I'm going with so far, you're seeing lots of little ping damage. All this is coming to a point, I promise you. All right, I want to go ahead now, just kind of go into the armors, because these are going to be pretty basic, your general expectations. Bashing shield, it's just a good one to have because you can expect pretty consistently to get rid of an armor and get rid of those little bumps. Another expectation that you may have seen or thought, Medic's Protective Field. The main idea of this is you're getting a little heal and you're possibly getting a safeguard, also protecting your characters from just a one-hit KO situation. Outside of that armor, obviously, we got going on here. Man, I'm saying obviously a lot. This may or may not be obvious to some people, but maybe if you're kind of seeing where I'm going with this. Force field on here, again, just a way to kind of help protect your characters from just that big KO right off of a single swing. All right, so I believe that hits all of my utilities and armor, so let's go ahead and talk weapons. All right, so technically there's actually 3 of these. I just couldn't find my other 2 offhand, but imagine 3 of these right off the bat, okay? Whole point here is these guys are not doing a bunch, okay? No one's attack is crazy high. Obviously, this can get high on this side, but otherwise it's not the highest as it is. So this is at least helping us guarantee some damage that's going through every single time. All right, going on past that, we got some other pieces that can help. Crowbar obviously given +2, but the other expectation is you'll kind of start seeing it come into play here more often now, are black pips. These are key for this team because the problem that's going to run into is going to have to go through a lot of armor or defense most likely. So you want to try and just keep that thing bumping as much as you can. The second to last weapon, grenade launcher. Seems like a pretty good staple to me, just a guaranteed +4. Yeah, you're losing the card after you battle with it, but getting these guys up with that much attack, you may not be doing all the damage, but you can pretty well feel like you might be able to get some of them through. All right, last weapon here, Anticipation Engine. This one is one that you're gonna wanna hopefully get on one of your characters that'll be consistently attacking and not taking damage, and possibly what you'll see coming up here, getting untapped. Whole reason on this is because when this attacks, well, some people already know this, but just for those who don't, when this character attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an action, you may play it. Now, that's the key right there, because now you're gonna see where I'm coming into play with some of these other things. All right, so let me go ahead and jump in here into my actions. First one I'm going to go ahead and show, you'll notice that there was some situations where there were some possibilities where I could hurt myself. Obviously another possibility to hurt yourself, but also to have a nice turnaround with it, reckless charge. Again, it's one of those things, do you really want to always hurt yourself? No, but the benefit payoff on it can be really great. Now, here's where that comes into play with why I played a mercenary also. Opportune repairs. This gives an excellent opportunity to kind of get a lot of damage off, because again, if you can keep that ping away from yourself, great. If you can't, at least this will help kind of keep you in the play a little bit longer. And if you'll also notice, I kind of am not minding too much if those battle patrol go away, mainly because of I Still Function. Imagine getting that on there. You're bringing in one of these little guys again. They're not necessarily probably going to get through on a regular attack unless they flip some of these pierce situations, but just by the fact that they're attacking and tapping, they're pinging a damage on a tapped enemy somewhere. So yeah, they're back for one turn, but they're doing at least 1 damage most likely in most scenarios. Moving on with that again, we're going to keep talking about black pips and ping damage. Calculated strike, giving us a +2 pierce 2, again, guaranteeing damage going through. Unless obviously someone's playing something to stop pierce, but we're just gonna pretend like that's not gonna happen. Also coming in, designate target. Again, giving us a pierce 2. As a situation's in play where you're gonna get to go in a situation where they're all tapped out and you've got a couple characters that are not, and you're able to get, 2 through on each cat tack guaranteed. That's going to be really helpful. And again, double black helping you on the actual flips, also just getting through. Again, talking about those battle patrols, this is exactly why new orders are in here. Specifically, one is the expectation is these guys need to keep getting untapped so they can keep doing that incidental damage, but also it's giving us another black pip just to keep guaranteeing that we're getting damage through. And lastly, in the utilities, it's just because it's so versatile and helps you in so many different ways, wedge formation. So in this situation, we do have ranged, we do have a melee situation with Sideswipe, so here's a chance that we're going to be able to keep getting repairs on him. And then the only thing that we're missing out on is the specialist, but that's kind of incidental. The whole point was to card draw, heal, Sideswipe with that one. Anyways, so that is the whole rundown of the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all think that it actually looks pretty good. I actually think it could be a lot of fun to play. I'd like to actually see it run up against some other people's Sideswipe decks and just to kind of see how it fares against those. Anyways, thanks for watching. Tune into Deceptitalk as much as you can. I don't put stuff out as frequently as a lot of the other channels, but when I do, I hope it's really entertaining for you. Take it easy, guys. Check me out on Twitter. Have a nice day.